Good morning. Welcome to my home and welcome to my heart. How's your heart these days? Mine's a little bit overwhelmed. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this world. I'm just going to start to bounce. 5 healing elements. Spring Forest Qigong. Master Chen Lin. So Master Lin has been studying studying Qigong with masters, deep masters, for probably coming up to 40 years now, because he's been in the United States for 25 to 30 years, and then he took his training in China and studied with many of the masters. And we're just going to bounce here as I talk and just share with you some of the things, some of the reasons why Spring Forest Qigong is what it is. So Master Lin lived through the Cultural Revolution in China, where neighbors would turn in neighbors. You never knew who you could trust. It was a life and death situation on a constant basis. Lots of reasons there. If you read his book, there's lots of reasons to hold hate and malice and anger in your heart from the experiences that he had there. From those experiences and from some sports injuries, he had some very debilitating arthritis in his knees. He had bone spurs in his back. He was suicidally depressed and went one day to a Qigong, what we would call now a retreat. It was a one-day retreat at a stadium, I guess, somewhere, and there were thousands of people there. And in this space, when he was practicing with the master who was presenting the Qigong retreat, he found a great deal of healing that day. And then went on to study Qigong because he'd been praying to whomever he would pray to. It was in the Cultural Revolution in China, so I'm not sure exactly who he was praying to, if it was God, if it was Allah, if it was just a prayer to the universe. I'm not sure that part. He could tell you. But in that process, he's been completely healed of his physical ailments, of the depression. And so he dove into Qigong. He also studied some secular things too and became a professor at a university. I don't remember what he was teaching. But as he dove into Qigong and the philosophies behind Qigong, and specifically the practices behind Qigong, he found more and more healing. He found more and more space for forgiveness. He'd suffered a lot. His family had suffered a lot. But he found a place for forgiveness for all of that and set himself free from all of the pain of living through those horrific circumstances. And I share this story with you right now because we're in kind of the same situation right now. In our world, there's a very dividedness, very divisiveness. I feel it very strongly. It's easy to get pulled into it, one side or the other, as we remember that our goals are the same. Kindness, love, happiness, health, peace, joy, freedom. Our goals are all the same. I keep reminding myself that. I'm kind of talking to myself at this moment, I think. Where the Qigong practice comes into this for me is that I could get caught into following the different things. I am on Facebook because I want to present to you. I want to receive information. I want that, but I've got to find a filter. I've got to find a balance there. And I've been kind of kicked out of balance. I've allowed myself to get kicked out of balance the last few days. And so I'm finding my equilibrium again. I find it in these spiritual practices. Spring Forest Qigong is not a religion. It is a science. It is a science that embraces body, mind, spirit, and soul. Because we really cannot separate them. People would like to take the spirituality out of science because they feel that spirituality is not a science. And you can make your own decisions on that one. I really feel that spirituality is a science. And our spirit leads us to pure science. And the science that we know and understand at this moment is probably this much of vast, eternal science that we don't completely understand yet. I know of a very blessed surgeon, a very skilled surgeon, who is also a spiritual man, but is a surgeon. He was one of the team of surgeons that developed the heart-lung machine so that they could bypass the heart while they were doing open heart surgery. Before his work with his team, surgeons could not do open heart surgery. And Dr. Nelson and his team developed the heart-lung machine. And he said that he would always, before he would go into a surgery, he would, especially the experimental surgeries, he would access his higher power. And he said there were numerous times when he was not sure what he was going to find when he would open up a heart, and the map, he could see the map in his mind because it was given to him by a power that knew and understood the science of how he could now take and repair this heart. So spirituality is scientific. It's just science on a quantum level that we don't understand yet. And as we tap into all of who we are, using the mind, reading the textbooks, doing the studies, doing the hypothesis, doing the experiments, accessing information from the universe that helps us to know where to go in these experiments. We can have it all, and we can put it all together. We do not have to separate mind and spirit. We don't separate body. The body isn't just a machine that we run around on. The body is a receiver of information from the universe. It is a physical, spiritual soul being. It feels that information and those vibrations. And so where does the 5-element theory come in here, and why am I talking about all of that here in Qigong? Because it all comes together and it intertwines to allow us to become more of who we already are. The body knows how to heal itself. The spirit knows how to heal itself. The mind knows how to heal itself. When we get caught in imbalances and we get blockages in the different meridians in our bodies, be it the circulatory system, if there's a blockage in the circulatory system, we could have a stroke or a heart attack. If there's a blockage in the pulmonary system, the lung system, we could stop breathing. There are many systems in the body. If there's a blockage in the digestive system and everything backs up, we become septic and toxic and we could die. If there's a blockage in the meridian system, those energy channels, and they've been found, they're actually microscopically able to be seen. They're called Bonghan channels. Korean scientists in the 70s actually found them. So all these channels that I'm talking about aren't just little phantom things. They are physically in the body. They're very fine, but they're physically there. And so how do we get imbalances? We get imbalances from unhealthy foods, when we eat stuff that's just really not food. And yes, our mouth enjoys it, but our body says, I got to process this stuff. And starts getting blockages because it's not stuff that we can really process well. Poor environmental conditions. Stagnant air, air that doesn't move, air that's been polluted, molds, toxins, a wide variety of things in our environment. Accidents. When our body is getting pushed around and jarred around and slammed, if you're in a car accident and your body is hit really hard It's going to create some blockages in there because there's so many reasons why, but we knew on a instantaneous level that we were going to be in that car accident, and the body braced and then was slammed around, and then those braces have a hard time coming out because the amygdala then takes over and says, I got to hold on to you. Unbalanced emotions. That's one of the big ones. Our perceptions and our decisions about what things mean. Let's just bounce, continue to bounce. The bouncing process is part of the releasing process of all of these things. And we bounce before we practice so that we can release those things that we are holding. And then we go into practice, and then we invite in emotions that expand us and help to balance the emotions that we're holding that contract us and keep us in rigidity. So the bouncing is really releasing. When I find myself in, a song's coming up, when I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Oh goodness, I'm going to cry. Let it be. Is the universe friendly? My heart says a resounding yes. Does the universe know what's going on down here? My heart says yes. Did the universe create this? My heart says no. People's perceptions, people's fears created this. And we heal it all with love. As we bounce and we release, I find myself bouncing all over the place when I'm meeting somebody, when my body's feeling tight, just settling into this bounce, even for 10 or 15 seconds. Makes a huge difference. As we bounce, we release, and as we release, we can receive. And I'm talking to myself right now. You get to eavesdrop. I need this practice. I need these spaces where I invite myself into this quietness, where I invite myself into a place where time stands still, and I can feel the love of the universe. Where I can be that carefree child that has not a care in the world, just runs and plays and is happy and joyful. Body just does whatever it wants to do, chases butterflies, skips through the grass, laughs and giggles when the dandelion fluff tickles its nose, comes into the house with the yellow nose. It says, Mommy, 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 look at these beautiful flowers. Daddy, 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 Mommy, 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 look at this beautiful earth. Thank you, Mommy Earth. Thank you, Daddy Love. Letting go of all the bigness of the energy that's happening. Allowing ourselves off the breath to come into a quiet stillness now. I feel that familiar buoyancy in my arms. That radiation, that support. That's what this is. That buoyancy under my arms feels like support. Feels like I'm being carried and cared for and loved like a little child whose parents have wanted it for so long and are so delighted when they arrive. I know that feeling well. It took me 6 years to get my first biological child and 8 after that. This is a buoyancy of being held by parents that are head over heels in love with each one of us. Head over heels in love with us. Just like a child just basks in that love from parents. We can bask in that love now. Feel that support. My palms feel full. My arms feel supported away from my body. My fingertips are tingling. The smile on my face now that was not there at the beginning of our bounce is real and genuine because I feel that love. Bringing our hands into the lower dantian space. Dearest Master, with all the gratitude that I can feel in this creation that I am so thankful to be able to connect in these spaces with these practices, with thy loving kindness, and feel the support of an unconditional loving universe, an unconditionally loving Master. You choose the name for your Master. Whatever you need to call it, him, her, them, team. Your inner guidance will lead you to the terms and the vocabulary that will resonate in you. The source is the same. The source is the unconditional love of the universe. Let love be our master. Whatever name you need to use, the source is the same. Here we set the intention for our practice. Today my intention is to feel love, to feel supported, to feel purposeful in being a channel for this love, this unconditional love, this happiness, this joy, this peace, this contentment, and this gratitude. As I set the intention to feel that love, and to feel it deeply so that it can ooze out of me, it can overflow and splash onto others, I use the password, which is I am in thy universe. Thy universe is in my body. Thy universe and I combine together as one. And here in this space now, We join our yin and yang. Male and female, push and pull. Hard and soft. All those energies that sit in opposite and then balance. We join our yin and yang in this energy ball here. We can invite into this ball all who, interesting, a very large truck coming through my yard with rollers on it. Who is that, hon? A little late to be rolling a field, is it not? Back to the practice. The first movement of the 5 healing elements is the moving of yin and yang. Lifting with our elbows, opening our elbows, allowing our knees to bend, our hips to be soft. All these movements can be done standing, sitting, and lying down as well. I may sit through half of this. Bringing the right hand up and forward and down, and the left hand comes in and up. Our energy meridians run up our back and down our front. Our front is our yin energy, our back is our yang energy. And as we move them, we blend them and we balance them. Allow that beautiful smile on our faces, our tongue touching the roof of our mouth. And here we bring in the feeling of happiness. And a puppy chuckles. A feeling of happiness. I am happy. In this moment, I can feel happy. My heart wanted to take me back to places of worry. And I just say to myself, release that. Step into happiness. Choose happiness right now. Choose happiness right now. Choose this happiness right now. And that makes me feel happy. I receive the happiness. It doesn't make me feel, I receive the happiness. I'm allowing the happiness in. I'm rejoicing in the happiness. Our second healing movement. And the happiness, I'm just going to go in. It is the wood element of our body. We're releasing feelings of anger from our liver. It's the liver system. The color is green. All those vibrations and thinking of all those elements in our bodies. Breathing in the color green. Breathing in happiness. Releasing anger. Receiving happiness. Feeling the wood in our lives. There's a reason there's so much wood in my home. I feel happy when I'm around wood. It feels warm and inviting. It wraps me. The ceilings are wood, the floors are wood, the stairs are wood. You can see them behind me. Open wood where we can see the grain. In in all its perfect imperfections. Our next healing movement is breathing of the universe. Hands at the lower dantian, knees, hips, ankles flexible. As we breathe in and lead with the elbows and bend our knees, we're reaching down into Mother Earth, receiving energy from her, receiving love from her, receiving healing from her. As we breathe out, we release extra energy that is not those things. We're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose now. And we receive the feeling of joy. Receiving that feeling of joy, just pure joy. Joy is happiness for no apparent reason. Oftentimes we're happy because of something. We received something, something settled out, something balanced. Joy is simply joy. Wrapped in love, we can feel joy. I feel joy. Pure, infusing joy. Allowing the chin to drop down, I found that mine had floated up and the back of my neck was getting tight. The chin dropped down, elevates the top of the head up into the universe. It stretches and aligns the spine and releases everything that is not joy and is replaced by joy. Here we are in the heart. The color is red, or shades of red, pinks, purples. We're in the heart system. In the fire element. The contracting emotion that is the opposite of joy is hatred. As we feel joy, we melt hatred. That fire will melt the hatred and bring us back into unconditional love. The joy in our hearts and the fire in our hearts refines and burns away everything that would contract us and makes space for things that expand our spirit, our body, our mind, and our soul. This quickens our body, strengthens it, strengthens all of these systems. Receive the joy. Bringing our hands together, feeling that energy ball again. Feel your hands. Feel the palms. Feel them full. My energy ball is beautiful opalescent. It's shimmering, it glows, and it vibrates, and it hums. Hums a beautiful sound. We we lift this beautiful orb above our heads, using our visualization. Our shoulders soften, our elbows soften, our wrists soften, our chin softens, our neck softens, hips and knees and ankles soften. And as we breathe in and bend our knees, we receive the feeling of peace. If your body, all of these movements can be done standing, sitting, and lying down. So even if you're in a bed, you can envision yourself doing these movements. Use your mind. Our mind is powerful, powerful, powerful. As we breathe in with joy and happiness, we receive the feeling of peace. I am known and I am held by the unconditional love of the universe. My chi, my body's life force, energy, blueprint with huge intelligence, perfect intelligence, receives peace. As we stretch up and breathe out, we're releasing everything that is not peace, and we release it with love and gratitude. If your hands are tired, feel free to drop them down. Envision yourself doing this perfectly with softness everywhere. Your hands are welcome to be down at your sides. Allow them to come down slowly and purposefully and mindfully. Move into the fourth healing element, and fourth healing movement. Walk your right foot out a little bit further. Bring your hands slowly together at your lower dantian, or navel area. Fingertips are just meeting at the lower dantian. As we shift our body weight to the left, we breathe in. As we shift our body weight to the right, we breathe out. As we breathe in the feeling of contentment. Because the unconditional love of the universe knows who we are, each one of us, and loves us and is just waiting for us to invite in that support that it's so willing to give us. And when we invite it in, we feel content. I am content. I feel so much contentment right now. Complete contentment. I feel the unconditional love of the universe. I invite myself into the emptiness of the universe. There is full support of unconditional love and all possibility. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. I am content. Like a newborn baby sleeping after its tummy is full of its mother's milk, and the unconditional love of the universe. I am content. Walk your right foot back. Allow your hands to close together. Prayer position. Bring them up to your heart. It's going to review the contentment. It is the metal energy, and the metal element. Contentment is in our lungs. It is white. The color is white. It's purity. In contentment, there are no wants, there are no needs. There's no pain, there's no sadness. It is a pure place. In contentment, the opposite contracting emotion is anxiety. The system is the stomach. Our fifth healing movement is of gratitude. We're working with the kidney system here. In the color blue. And the element is water. Our bodies are made of 70 to 80% water. As we feel into that water with gratitude for all of the systems, we release the feeling of fear. As we bend forward from our waist, our elbows are still out. Giving gratitude for little things. Watch my neck. We're going to dolphin our necks as we lean forward. We reach forward with our chin. We're going to scoop a golf ball sized bubble. Hold it up here under the chin. Open the shoulders. Stretch back. That golf ball sized bubble again. Breathing in as we reach forward. Breathing out as we stretch up and open the shoulders. Each time we reach forward, each time we breathe forward, think of something for which we are grateful. I am grateful for love. I'm grateful for the peace that I feel now that I've practiced. I'm grateful for knowledge that tells me that I can receive this at any time by the choices I make with how my mind works and what I allow my mind to do and where I allow my mind to go. I am grateful for love. I'm grateful for technology that allows me to meet with you and feel your energy. No matter when you see this video, it comes back to me. I am grateful for human connection. I'm grateful for animal connection. I'm grateful for a connection to the air. I am grateful for connection to my master. I am grateful for intuition. I am grateful for love. Let's bring our attention back to our lower dantian again. Women, your right hand will be next to your lower dantian. Men, your left hand will be next to it. If that doesn't feel right, adjust them until it feels correct for you. till you feel balanced. Here we envision our chi, our energy, our life force energy, our vitality energy. With our blueprint for our bodies and our minds and our spirit and our soul. And pure intelligence. And the intelligence of our chi is activated by our intention. You might ask, if my chi is perfectly intelligent, why does it not just heal my body instantly and perfectly? That's a great question. It's activated on our intention. And as we purify our intentions, our chi purifies and our body purifies. We are in school. We are learning from the masters. This practice is 5,000 earthly years old. And for me, it brings in eternal truth that is timeless and ageless. As we feel into this chi now, and our intention is to receive it and to be purified by it. We receive whatever level of purification and cleansing that we can at this moment. And we will harvest our chi by rubbing our hands together. Rub the fingertips together. And as we massage our face, running our fingers on either side of our nose and up to our forehead, and down around to the hairline, say to yourself, just like you're caressing your newborn baby for whom you feel unconditional love, say to yourself, I love you, and use your own name. I love you, Roxy. Just as you would caress a newborn baby for whom you feel total acceptance, total love, say this to yourself. We all deserve love. A baby does nothing. It lays there and gets served for years and years, and yet we love. It doesn't do anything to deserve love. We all deserve love, no matter what we do. Let's tap the top of our heads. 6, 7, 8, 9. Cupping our hands, tapping across our whole head. The harvesting of our chi is kind of like putting on our armor, putting on a coat as we're going to go outside. Because there's lots of forces. We're going to rub our ears now and massage our ears. There are lots of forces out there that aren't balanced yet. This whole system is moving towards balance. There will come a time when we will be functioning in complete balance with everyone around us. We're creating that. You're creating that right now. Right now, we are part of that creation. Rubbing our ears. So when we do that, we're just going to rub from the top of the ear on the outside channel, give the earlobe a little bit of a pull. All the energy meridians of our whole body systems, those ones we talked about, liver, heart, spleen, lungs, and kidneys, they all end up here in the ears. They all end up in the face. We're putting on our coat. We're arming ourselves. Back of the head, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pick up that C7, that little pad of skin at the top of the spinal cord, just before the neck begins. Just kind of rotate it about 9 times. Tapping down the whole body. Underneath the left arm. I started this practice today feeling very out of sorts and very scattered, very sad, fearful, anxious. I now have joy, happiness, love, peace, contentment, and gratitude in my heart and in my body. I feel lighter. I feel expansive, tapping our sacrum. Just like a shower, like our deodorant, like brushing our teeth. One time does not maintain it for the rest of our life. As we come back and we repeat over and over and over again these simple practices, we release layers, we release the next little bit that's ready to go down to the knees. We release and we receive. Release and receive, release and receive, release and receive. Left leg, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and right leg. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And up on the toes, down to the heels. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. If you receive this video at any time in the future, please feel my love for you. Feel my joy at having been able to present something in a manner that blesses you, that helps you receive the unconditional love of the universe as well. I love you. I bow to you. I honor you. Namaste.